Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright, we're going to do a pick-a-pile tonight for career and purpose. I've had a lot of people request this, and I was hesitant about it because I was like, well, it's hard to narrow it down. So I'm going to do 6 different piles tonight, and I'm going to try to keep the messages quick because I don't want this to be like a 3-hour long video. But we're just going to tap in to see what the overall energy is around your soul's purpose and your career, what you could be doing, because our purpose usually should tie in with our career if we want to have ultimate fulfillment in our lives, if we want to have that happiness, okay? So we have 6 piles tonight. The first one has CHAROITE, okay? This actually, it was funny because when I looked up the meaning for it, because I know this is good for emotional healing, but I wanted to see what else they'd say about it. It was what did they call it? It was the purpose crystal or something. It was something to do with about your mission, what you're supposed to be doing. So perfect. And then we have tourmaline, which is just protective, okay, and very grounding, very brings your energy down. And then we have blue kyanite, which is good for your throat chakra, balances out your energies in that area of communication. We have labradorite, which is the magician's stone. This is great for starseeds, empaths, lightworkers. This is my go-to. If you guys notice, there's big, huge labradorite over there. We get the big pillar up there, and then I have it all over the house. And I probably will bring more up as I bring more stuff up from the studio. But this helps you to protect yourself from other people's energies. I'm even wearing it in a ring. And then we have citrine. And citrine is good for your solar plexus. This is good for confidence. This is going to empower you. And it's great for abundance. They say if you put it in the far left corner of your home, it'll attract abundance in. If you put it inside a money box, if you had a cash register or something you were trying to attract abundance into, you'd put it there. Or anywhere you're trying. If you have a little piece in your wallet. And then the ruby recorder. This is good for past life recollections, and it's a recorder. So when you rub your fingers on something like this, you actually receive information in meditation about different things. But I saw this on one of those things on Facebook where they're doing a live money thing. I don't know, you buy it, and I needed it immediately, and I saw little pyramids. I actually got 2 of them. But yeah, pick which pile you want, and we're going to start with pile number 1 to see what comes out in regards to your purpose and your soul, your what you should be doing with your career. And I'm standing up because my dog stole my seat. Perfect night. I did the hard setting on my leg app thing, and I did the second round of it, not just, he was you want to go again? And I was like, sure. And now I'm motherfucker, let me sit down. But yeah, I did do a couple of the chakra tarot as well, just to see what comes out. So we have healer, energy healing, counseling, infinite abundance, spiritual teacher, and speaker. We also have, what are these? The High Priestess, Judgment, the World, and the Star. So you have a lot of high vibrational energy here, and it says you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars with the spiritual teacher. With the speaker, it says your life purpose involves your skills of oration. The infinite abundance is you're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Counseling is you heal with kind words, wise advice, and empathic ear. Energy healing, your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. And with the healer, you have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that those within this pile, it's likely that you have very strong healing abilities. Okay, you may even be considered a high priestess. You could already be doing this work, You may have already been drawn into the art of Reiki and healing modalities, reading cards, doing stuff like that. Just there's this pull when it comes to all of this stuff. And I do, again, feel like Spirit has probably been guiding you this way. You may have went through like a very difficult life, because usually the healers are like born, you know, we come in, we have these gifts, but then we're born through our suffering. You know, it's almost like we have to go through a lot in order to be a counselor or to help somebody. You need to know on like some level. I find that, I mean, anybody can be a healer. I'm just gonna be honest, anybody can do it. But the best healers are the ones that you go to, and it's because they've been there in your shoes. They understand it. They've conquered something, and so they can guide you out of it. And those are usually the ones that step into like that counseling or speaking about things, you know, and you can do it in a whole lot of different ways. Like, I've taught classes, I've done this, you know, I've come up with certain modalities and things. I've channeled stuff, and it's like, it's always ties into your own healing. So if you're somebody that's overcome a lot of stuff, I do feel like Spirit kind of is now guiding you to put that to use, okay? So if you haven't already stepped into this work, it may be time to start thinking about it. I'm also picking up, you know, yeah, you're just a spiritual teacher. Like, it doesn't really matter how you choose to go about doing it, because you're gonna naturally attract the people to you who need your healing presence, who need your energy. I've never worried about like the abundance that comes along with it, because it's like, no matter what, the right people are guided to you for your service of whatever you're giving out at that time. And it can even get to the point where you're like, I can't take any more people, or I need to cut back on this. Like, it can become, if you're not using your gifts the right way, it can become very draining. It can become very difficult. But yeah, it's like, I feel like those could also be starseeds in this pile. So again, the starseeds are here to bring about a whole new world, like a higher level of consciousness. You come in pre-coded and downloaded with all of this information, and then all of a sudden it just starts turning on inside of you. But the more that you're aware of it, the more that you're stepping into this work, the more it will come through you. And a lot of times I find, I don't even know where the answers are coming from. It just comes out. So I feel like a lot of you in this pile may be being called to step into like something like this, you know, where you work with cards, or you work with crystals, or you just work with sound, or you work with whatever it is that you're being guided to work with to assist others. Because the intention is the biggest key within this work. It doesn't matter how you bring it about. I've done it in so many different ways. Like, I have, you know, the stuff that I mix. I have the candles that I create. I've channeled artwork. I have channeled poetry. I have channeled songs, you know, meditations. All of this is channeled. It's like all of this stuff just comes through you naturally when you just allow yourself to step into it, and it will open you up to this infinite abundance. And it will help you too with your own healing, because we're never done healing. And I find every single day like a revelation about something that's going on in my world, and something that's going on with the people who are being drawn to me. You know, it's like we're usually being drawn to the people that we need to connect with on both levels. Whether you're the healer or the person receiving the healing, you're both receiving the divine energy and the consciousness that's coming through you to deliver whatever it is you're delivering. So I always receive when I give messages. I always receive when I do hands-on healing. I receive when I channel like the sprays, you know, whatever. So I do feel like those in this pile, it's going to be beneficial for you to kind of step into this in all areas, you know, attracting abundance and taking the things you've already been through and speaking to other people about it. And again, even like doing this is speaking, or even just speaking to one person is speaking. Okay. So if you just chose to do one-on-one, you know, hands-on healing or one-on-one counseling, in this day and age, it's like anybody can, there's, the information's there. Yeah, you may need to go through some classes or whatever, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a lot less expensive than going to like college. And like, for me, I didn't even pay for a lot of the stuff that I learned, because I used what I already had to like barter. So I had learned how to make websites when I was like trying to figure out how to get the hell out of the toxic situation I was stuck in. And I was like, well, if I can't get a job out of the house, maybe I'll make websites. And then when I found all of this stuff and woke up about being like a starseed and a healer and all of this stuff with energy and consciousness and creating our world and creating our reality, the person I was with wasn't intimidated by the healing stuff because it was all women there. So I started going there, and then I started trading my services as building a website for those people. And now it benefits me to have that knowledge because I can work on my own website and not pay somebody else or not know how to fix things quickly. So look at what you already know, look at what you've already got under your belt, and look at how you can bring that into learning deeper about your own healing. And when you go through these classes in a healing setting, like as you become, like a spiritual teacher, you're healing in those classes. You go through these like activations, you go through these different modalities, you go through the teachings, and then it helps you to, again, get into a deeper level of your own healing. And every time you perform a session on somebody, again, you go deeper and deeper and deeper into this. So you're never done, and it is a very rewarding work. And I do feel like the people in this pile are being guided to it. Now, if this is something that doesn't feel like it's you, choose a different pile. But I definitely feel like you guys probably either already stepped into it. And if you have, I feel like the message here is like to keep going and to make sure that you're creating boundaries. You're not letting people just come in, because healers attract wounded people to them. And if we're not healed ourselves to a point where we're like, hey, you know what, this costs X amount of money to talk to me, or if you want this, I need you to, treat me with respect. Don't call me at freaking 3 a.m. telling me everything that happened to you this week. You could be a counselor, but you need to be reciprocated. I mean, it's one thing if you have a very close friend or something that you guys bounce things back and forth off of each other, but it should never just be one way. Okay? So that is pile number 1. We're going to move on to pile number 2, and that is this protective energy here. 11:55. All right, so let's see. We have body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. Yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishments. Then nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. And then we have strength, 4 of wands, the ace of wands, and the wheel of fortune. All right. So first of all, I'm picking up a lot of like masculine energy in this pile. You don't have to be a man. I'm just picking up a lot of masculine energy here. I feel like it could go either way, though. I don't feel like it's all masculine here, but I just do feel like there's like that sense of masculine energy coming through here. So if you're a man, this may be the pile for you. But, there's definitely women can do this as well. It's just like with the body work, I'm in the builder. It's almost like there's a body builder, and that would be something this person could do, or like help other people to understand nutrition and how to like shape their body and sculpt their bodies and take care of their bodies, and how to like just bring that into their world, okay? Because a lot of people have no idea where to begin. For me, I'm like, I exercise, but when it comes to nutrition, it's like, especially as a healer or an empath, it's difficult because there's sometimes like I can eat something, and then the next time I can't even swallow it because I feel the person's either intention behind it or the animal was like scared at the death, and it's like, So, and also I grew up with like shitty family habits, so my nutrition is like, meh, like I eat shit. But when you eat shit, your body isn't like, it's not going to be as high vibrational as it could be. So the people in this pile, like if you've been struggling with that, I feel like this is Spirit's push to kind of overcome it, and maybe even try yoga, because yoga can help us to find like that balance, that relaxed energy, especially if there's a lot of stress in your world. And with this strength, everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. I feel like this is a similar energy to pile 1, where it's like everything you've been through has given you the strength you need in order to overcome things and to help other people like overcome things. But it may be through your body that you channel, okay? Because there's so many different ways to channel and assist the collective, and it doesn't have to look like woohoo, you know, it doesn't have to be all like with bells and whistles and crystals and smoke and whatever. It can be as simple as teaching people how to train their body, teaching people how to breathe, teaching people how to eat in a way that's going to raise their vibration. Because this person here, it's like these things right here usually go hand in hand, like being somebody who's working with their body, exercising. They usually know about nutrition and how to eat and to fuel and how to, you know, make sure they're not doing things that are like counterproductive to working through their body. And then we also have your innate ability to build and create brings you deep sense of accomplishment. So I feel like this person, like, they may be great at like building with their hands, like you may be great at building with your hands, but I feel even in a sense of like building something as in like your own business or like helping other people to build a regimen of nutrition and like a plan to work out or a plan to incorporate yoga or a plan to tie these things in together to overcome, you know, the things that they're going through in their life at that moment or in their world as like how as they grew up, you know, like even working with kids too, because like they like maybe things went wrong in this person's life, you know, as a child, and now you can take that strength and be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna take everything I went through and teach children how to overcome that and how to fuel themselves and how to be healthy and not like take things outside of them and like bring them down anymore, you know, really how to become mindful. Because this does feel like there's like two different energies here. I feel like for some of you, you'd go like that like gentle yoga type of way, and others would go with that like that strict regimen type of way. But then there's some of you out there who may mix it together, okay? And I feel like you may even end up working with somebody to bring it together, because we got the Four of Wands, which is like a commitment or a marriage, but it's also commitment. So it's like making this commitment to yourself to help others in this way, or bringing this sense of commitment and this sense of strength to other people through their own strength and commitment. So like maybe you're a very strong, you know, Leo energy, like you have a lot of confidence and charisma, and it's like easy for you to talk to anybody, easy for people to just like you. And so it's like people it would be easier for them to make it a commitment if they were coming to see this person every week and like, you know, talk about these things and show them their results. And it definitely feels like this would open up a lot of abundance. Like this is something that the universe is like, yep, if you do this, like, here you go. This is going to be the transformation you want, the freedom that you want, to do what you want when you want, and to make, you know, a good income from this. Because, you know, they say like the two main things, like the niche that's gonna garner a lot is like love and like diet, you know, losing weight. So those are the two like main things that people are always looking for help. That's what you want to do with your career. How can I help people? Because people are always looking for an answer to their problem, and you got to look at what you already know. What's your strength? What can you bring to the table? And if you don't know it, you know, like you can learn more about it. Like if you've never done yoga, you know, it's like, it's not difficult to go through the course and to become a certified yoga teacher trainer. Okay. And then you can bring that knowledge and that learning that you've gone through to other people and evolve beyond it. Make that commitment to yourself to keep evolving, finding the strength within transforming your body, transforming your mind, and then helping other people to do the same thing. And I feel like this would be like a burst of energy in this person's life, because when we work with our body, it releases all those like, you know, those feel good chemicals inside of us, and it makes us more energetic. It makes us happier, you know, and then looking in the mirror and seeing that commitment that you took, you know, how strong you're becoming, all of that. It's like it just opens up the doors of abundance. So I do really feel like the people in this pile, it's more of like a physical thing for you. And for some, you could just go down the nutrition road, you know, like learning about veganism or learning about whatever it is that you're guided to do, and then teaching other people how to do it. Because there's so many people out there like myself that would like to know this stuff, like would like to eat better, like to know like what the best thing to do for my body to make it look a certain way, but it's like, where do you start? And then there's other people out there who know exactly where to start and how to do it. So that would be something. And if this isn't sounding like you, make sure you pick a different pile, because this is important, you know, like you don't want to take something unless it feels good. Okay. If it sounds like you and it feels good, take it. You know, you can choose more than one pile here, because I that's another reason why I held back with this, was I didn't want to like tell people something that wasn't right. I don't want to send people down the wrong career. So again, if this doesn't sound like you, choose a different pile. We're going on to kyanite. And we're going to find out like what comes through for your soul purpose and your career. And usually those two things go together. But we can always kind of like dive into the energies and see how they merge and how they shift and, you know, what can come out of it. So we also have the Empress, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Cups here, with children, animals, sensitivity, environmentalist, and teaching. So with the children, it says your life purpose involves helping and teaching and healing children. So that, but with the animals, all right, I'm picking up here that there could be two separate people, like, or two separate things here. You could either help children or help animals, or you could be the third and mish these two together, okay? You could work with children and animals. But it says you understand animals, you communicate with them intuitively, trust your inner guidance, as the animals are part of your life's work, okay? And it's interesting because over here the kids are riding on this lion. So this may be that some of you, it's meant that you're to like mesh these two things together. And I find a lot of times empaths, children and animals are just drawn to you. You know, they're like, hey, what's this beautiful person all about? They just sense like that energy about you. They know that you're not going to like hurt them. They feel like the intuitive thing that you feel with them. And that's why a lot of empaths, you know, you're at a party and it's like, where did Joe Schmo go? Oh, they're over in the corner playing with the animals. That's the type of person I'm picking up for this pile, and it is because you're sensitive. Okay, it says you're becoming more sensitive and you need to make changes accordingly. So those in this pile, you may have gone through an awakening. You could be deepening your awakening, or you could just becoming more sensitive to the world around you through your spiritual practice or through your healing. But I definitely feel like you could there's so many different ways to work with these things too. Like the daycare that my niece is now going to, you know, that the people there are working with kids, but all the kids have different animals. They have baby chicks that they raise from the day that they're born to, you know, when they're ready to go to the farm. They have a bunny, they have a turtle that they all feed. And so again, there's easy ways to incorporate the two of these things together. You could work at like a animal sanctuary and help train, you know, not train, help show the children and teach the children about them. Like when I worked for Petco as a manager, I'd go on my days off to take the brownie troop around to all of the different animals inside and show them and teach them about like the birds and the hamsters and the fish and what fish can live together and what can't and all of that. So no matter what, there's always a way to incorporate these things. We just have to get creative and think about what it is that we actually want to do. Because if you like kids but you love animals, you may want to go down the animal road. And if you love kids but you like animals, then you act accordingly. And so again, this is something that you need to get creative and just figure out through your sensitivity what the best route is for you, and then start taking those action steps towards it. You know, like if you don't know where to begin, go like volunteer at an animal place, or ask, you know, where you can help, like just donate some of your time to children. You could be a big brother or a big sister and feel it out if that's for you. I'm also seeing the environmentalist, which says you're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. So, and then we have teaching. You inspire young people to learn. It's like, you guys, you could definitely be a teacher here. Or you could be like a daycare, like you could open a daycare and you could definitely teach the kids, you know, take them on nature walks, take them to the zoo, like do whatever. But there's definitely this element inside of you, and you can teach in so many different ways. Like you could go work at a zoo and you'd still be teaching kids. So try to open yourself up and to think about this in a way that makes sense for you. What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you the happiest? And then take action on it, because the Queen of Wands she's an entrepreneur. She's a go-getter. Like she's not going to sit on her ass and just think about these things. She's going to go out there and do it, and she's going to build it from the bottom up. And she's going to do it with her creative, passionate drive. She knows exactly how to do it, where to go to do it, and she just trusts herself. And with the Empress, again, this is like that mom. She's the mothering, nurturing energy. This, if anybody, you'd want the Empress teaching your children and being, the protector of animals and being this beautiful creature who's running, because she's able to run the business, especially with the Queen of Wands here. It's like she's got all aspects. She's going to take care of herself. She can take care of her family. She can run this freaking business on her own, teach the kids, help the freaking environment, help make a difference in the world, and still be like working on healing herself. And with the Six of Cups, I do feel like this is saying like your inner child, what does that little girl or little boy inside of you really, really want to do? What does it feel really drawn to? What is going to make you happy? And again, the Six of Cups can be past life. So you may have already done something like this in a past life, or there's teaching that you already innately have inside of you. Maybe you kind of just like go outside, you know what animals are what, you know what plants are what, you know what flowers are what. It's like there's some people out there that just know that. They're like, oh, that's a blah, 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 blah from blah. And I'm like, what? I don't know what that is. It smells good. And I feel like there's some of you there that you could help teach. Like you could even just make, little potions and things. And it's really just what makes you feel good. You could be somebody that works with flowers. You could do something to help protect. There's where I live, there's like these people who just sit outside on the beach and watch the plovers. You could be one of those people. But there's just so many ways to bring this about and to really get passionate about it, okay? And again, if this doesn't sound like you, if this doesn't feel good, do not take this pile, go to another one. But I just definitely feel like those in this pile, this would really help with your inner child, and you probably have already done something like this before, and you could be going through like another round of awakening at this time that's kind of pushing you away from like the mundane things and like just the ego-filled center world where it's like there's no fulfilling part of the career. It's just about money, or it's just about, status. This is going to be fulfilling. And it may be difficult. Even being like a foster mom for pets, how like there's always these pets out there that need somewhere to stay until they find their forever home. That is something that would be really beautiful to do and hard to do, but it would also, help to teach other people how to be good to the world and to the animals and things like that. So that one, I'm going to move on at 17. And now we're going to Labradorite to see like the purpose and career energies that you've got. And again, if this doesn't feel right, pick a different pile, because this is important. You don't want to just like take any old freaking message when it comes to what you may be guided to do in regards to your path and your purpose and making decisions. So we got the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, Temperance, and the Four Swords. So we've got talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So if you've been somebody that's like worried about this, like feeling like, I don't know what to do, you could be feeling like time's running out. It says make a decision based on your heart's true desires. And that's what I find is the best thing to do in all of these situations is what the hell do you really like to do? I have people come to me all the time and they're like, what's my purpose? What should I be doing? Am I on the right path? We're never on the wrong path, okay? Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. You need to believe that, you need to feel that, and you need to just keep going and like not worrying, because when you're sitting back and worrying, you're just keeping yourself in this energy of not movement. It's like you're not going anywhere, you're just juggling, and you're not communicating correctly out into the universe about what it is that you actually want. So you're like in this place of imbalance, because you may get passionate about something, but then like your drive kind of falls flat, or you may really love something, but it's like you just don't understand how to bring it into like the options, or into like, how do I make money with this? But there's always a way, because there's so many people in this world. It's literally no matter what you want to do, if you work hard at it and you make the decision that I love this, and people also love what you're talking about or doing, they're going to want to do it as well. And with the options, it's like, consider the career possibilities that are open to you. What is it that you are good at? What is it that you're drawn to? Or if you've been really stressed out, take what's available to you now, instead of like kind of just like putting yourself nowhere. And then at least you're in the energy of like attracting stuff and you're learning skills. And I find that whatever we're doing, we're usually like being guided to do something at that time for a reason. And then later on in our lives, it's like, oh, that's why I had to learn that. Like my learning freaking to do websites it still ties into what I'm doing now, but at the time I was only doing it because it was the only option that I felt I had. I was living in a place with somebody that didn't want me to have a job outside of the home because there might be men there, or there might be somebody that wants to try to take me away from them. So my only option was to work from home. And I feel like the people in this pile, you may be kind of like feeling stuck. Like, I don't know what to do or where to go. Like, I don't know if this is what I really want to do. Because there was other options available, you know, copywriting, blogging, my poetry, my art, stuff like that. So I ended up making a website to put all of those things on there. It was called Be Creatively You. I was going to take everything that I knew how to do and just put it out there and see like what was cool about it. And what was cool about it was the healing stuff. And then you fast forward, that's how I got to where I'm at now. I actually traded making websites for people so they would teach me about other healing modalities. And now I still run my own website, and actually built a lot of websites for people in my community when I was still building myself up to a point where I needed extra income. And now I don't need that. So eventually you can get there if you stay on the right path and you talk to the universe in a clear, decisive way about, I'm going to eventually be, where I want to be, and making that decision. And you don't even have to know in that moment exactly what that means for you. If you asked me, 2 years ago that I was going to be doing this, I would have been like, no, I don't think so. But here I am. And so I just go with it. And do I feel like I'll do this for the rest of my life? Probably not. But I'm not worried about where I'm going. I just keep going. So I feel like those in this pile kind of need to get into that stance and know that, like, when you're in that place, the universe just blesses you, and whatever comes. And it's going to actually be healing for you. And then it's going to help you to take, like, control of your life and become the leader of your life. Because a lot of times I find people drawn to this type of stuff. You're not the mundane people. You're not the people who want to get up and go to a 9 to 5. You're not the people who want to just get married and have 2.5 kids. You don't want to do what society's telling you to do. You want to do what you want to do. But sometimes you can be on the fence about it, because if you don't do what society wants to do, like, are you going to be able to survive? And if you're in that vibration, you actually keep yourself from thriving. So you need to really become clear with the universe about exactly what you want, and stop worrying about the limitations. Stop worrying about what other people are going to think. Open up to your healing process and open up to what you're being guided to do in the moment. And then, start looking at all the options you have, building the footwork in your life to understand. And you can do this in any area. It may not be like exactly what I was talking about. I'm just using myself as an example because that's the only thing I've got. But, this could come through in so many different ways. What are your options? What do you really want to do? And then decide on how you're going to start implementing that into your life. All right, so we're going to move on. And again, if that doesn't resonate, pick a different pile. Okay, and we're moving on to citrine. And again, if this doesn't sound like you, choose a different pile. These are important things that we don't want to just like take willy-nilly messages on. You want to make sure that you're vibing with what your career and purpose is. That, I find, is the biggest piece of having a fulfilling thing in your world that you're actually abundant with, and doing something that means something to you. All right, we got family, light and love, crystals, trust, and heart's desires. So again, it's like I've been saying through all of these piles, what is your freaking heart telling you to do? I get people who ask me all the time, what am I supposed to be doing? Where should I go? What's my purpose? What is it that feels good to you? That's your purpose. We have the Hierophant too. Hierophant is all about that higher level commitment. The Sun is the happiest card within the deck. It's clarity. It's illumination. We have the Ace of Coins, which is a brand new beginning of abundance. Oh, and then the Ten of Pentacles. So this is ultimate fulfillment. This is abundance. This is like, boom. And this is exactly what I mean, though. It's like, what is it that you want to do? Okay? What is it that your heart really desires, that you love to do every day, that you like? If you didn't have to work, what would you be doing? And then think about how you can actually do it as work and like make money from it, and be able to survive in a way that gives you that Ten of Pentacles. But often when we are in that vibration of doing exactly what we desire, it does bring us to this new beginning of like illumination. We have that clarity when we take that higher level commitment to ourselves to step into what we really love. and we do it in a way that we're in service, we attract this to us, because the universe just blesses us and blesses us and blesses us, because we're doing something that is good for us and those around us, and it attracts so much into our world. And it says the angels are supporting you, guiding and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So again, this is like, I feel like many of you are already on the path. You may have already kind of stepped into this, but you could be a little like, am I on the right path? Is this really where I'm supposed to be going? You know, is this going to end up doing something for me? Like, or am I making a decision that like I shouldn't follow? And I feel like you just need to kind of trust in it and know that things are going to keep evolving for you. And it may not happen overnight. You may have to work like a side job or a full-time job doing what you love part-time until you start being able to shift that balance, you know. And as time goes on, you may find that you get more and more abundance for less and less of, you know, work, because you're in alignment and you're increasing your value. And the more you increase your value, the more that you receive for your time and your energy, and things just become easier and easier. Then we have light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to this world. So you could be a channel, you could be somebody that, you know, could read oracle cards, you could be somebody that works with crystals. There's so many ways that you can do this, but it's like your intention to bring that light, to bring that love, is enough, and it's going to come through being aligned with what you love to do, because you're automatically going to bring that vibration through you. But I definitely feel like those in this pile have like this higher level commitment to bring clarity, to bring light to the world around you. It's not like you're just you're not going to just be doing something just to do it. There's a divine mission behind it, okay? And for a lot of you, you may end up working with crystals. It says your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. And you may be surprised, like you could become somebody that just makes jewelry, okay? Like this is a piece of labradorite in here. I have tons of jewelry that is with crystals, and there's people out there who make like an entire career out of it. I have a friend that she actually teaches people how to start their own spiritual business, and her spiritual business is basically she makes a bunch of selenite jewelry, and then she goes to places with her selenite singing bowls, and she hosts meditations there with her singing bowls. So she uses sound therapy, crystals, and jewelry to make an income, and now she's even teaching other people how to do the same thing. So she's making even more of an income through her passion. So it's not like we're limited, but it's only limited to how we look at it. So no matter what you love to do, there's you know, you could even make elixirs and put crystals in the bottle. You can do so many, like you could make candles with crystals in it. Or you could be somebody that just sells crystals. I have another set of friends who their entire business is just crystals. Like you go to their store and you buy crystals, and there's people that go there. But also they host people like my friend who sells her crystal jewelry, and they have events and they make the money off the events. So really, it's just about you stepping into what you want to do, how you want to do it, how you're going to channel this light into the world, how you're going to like begin that first step into the abundance, and then attracting the fulfillment of everything that you're wanting through being in alignment and trusting that the universe is going to deliver as you align with your heart's desire. And you know, when you're making jewelry, or you're making something, or you're channeling through sound, or you're channeling through your voice, or whatever it is through your cards, you always want to put the intention in there that the right people are guided to it, and that they're going to receive something from it. And that puts that vibration of delivering the love, you know. And then like if you do a specific, say you were going to be somebody that does, you're going to use crystal bowls to host meditations. Well, your intention to each meditation could be different. You could be, you know, this one's going to attract abundance, this one's going to heal the inner child, this one's going to do this. And then it does, because I've done it. And the people afterwards are like, oh my God, like they cry and they release and they heal, and then their things come up and they understand stuff. So it's really just about our intention. The universe does so much for us when we just trust and allow. And then family says, loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So I really do feel like the people in this pile, like you need to build a community. That's what's going to help you with getting to the fulfilled abundance part of this. Because when you're working with something like crystals, obviously you're going to need to go to fairs. You're going to need to go to like stores nearby so you can put your stuff in them, or go down the online route and become somebody that's like just selling through Etsy or selling on Instagram, or, but you would want to utilize all those things. You'd want to have a website, you'd want to have Etsy, you'd want to have Instagram, Facebook, you'd want to make a channel on YouTube that showcases different stuff, and then have knowledge about them and teach people, this necklace will do this necklace will do that. But again, you're going to want to have a support system too of people who are around you that, give that information out as well, that are like, hey, have you seen this? People who are wearing your jewelry, or people who are wearing stuff. But also I feel like, because the Ten of Pentacles is here, that family and your friends is going to be like a big part of your life, because the Ten of Pentacles is about that ultimate fulfillment. So I feel like this is also saying, like, if you've been worried about like ending up here, or maybe you're somebody that's already married and you have a family and you're like, I don't know if I can do this because I got to take care of my kids and my husband works all this time. You can do it, okay? Where there's a will, there's a way. All you need is a couple of tools, and you start building jewelry, and then you put it online, and then you ship it to them, okay? So it's like you can create a whole business from home while you're watching babies. It just has to be in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. And I know that's kind of like limited as to one thing, but again, you got to get creative in how you're bringing this about, and think about how you're going to want to do it. It may not have anything to do with crystals. It may have something completely different, but whatever makes your heart sing, that makes you feel good, just know that it's going to bring this abundance. And this is like, you're already being guided to do it. I feel, Spirit is like, just trust in it, because like we're already here with you, and it's like your path is lit up, but you may be kind of like afraid of it at this time. So just know that when you do it, you're going to have the happiest card within the deck is here for you. So you're going to be completely fulfilled. You just need to be confident. And it's funny we had Citrine here, because this is about finding our confidence and abundance. So you need to step into that power. You may need some divine masculine energy to like give you that oomph, step into your masculine, like, I got this, I can create, I'm powerful, I'm a manifester, and then allow yourself to receive with the divine feminine energy. So we're going to go to 4150. And again, if this doesn't sound like you, if this doesn't make sense for you, please choose a different pile. This is important. You don't want to just take any old willy-nilly messages about your life's purpose. But we have freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Artist. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So I'm seeing a theme here. And then music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So I'm feeling like those in this pile, you're very, very creative people. All right. If that doesn't resonate for you, maybe you haven't tapped into it yet, or maybe you need a different pile. But even with the King of Wands, this is a motivator. He's creative energy. He's passionate about what he's doing. He's not going to just kind of sit back and wait for life to happen. He's going to go out and get it. He's also somebody that's been through some shit, but he takes all of it and he puts it into power and motivation to go forward into his world. And you don't have to be he or she, but I just feel like that's very strong energy here. It's like this is something that would propel you forward to get creative about expressing yourself, whether it's through music, whether it's through painting, whether it's through dancing, whether it's through just, creating jewelry, creating candles, creating whatever it is you want to create. You could create clothes, but there's definitely something here about just being creative and expressing yourself in a unique way. And just allowing yourself to express yourself and feel the freedom of expressing it. Like when I write a poem, it feels free. It feels like a dolphin's energy. It's like, it's joyful. It gets the thing out of you. So you could be a writer who creates, things out of your life story, or you could create things out of just stories, just get creative and just think things up. You could be somebody that becomes like a spiritual music person. Like you could become like a drummer or a flute player, or you like, there's so many different ways, even like body, like you could become a model, use your body to express yourself through modeling, or a makeup artist. There's so many people on freaking YouTube now doing makeup, or just expressing themselves as themselves. And there's people out there who want to hear what they have to say because they're creative about it, and it gets people's attention. So I definitely feel like the people here, it's like you're definitely not limited. You're very creative people. You could do it with computers, you could do it with your hands, you could do it with like just your voice. You know, it's like no matter what, you just want to get into that expressing yourself. So these people could be the type of people who are like journaling, or the people who like to paint in their free time, or whenever you do something that's creative, like even going outside in the garden and like placing things in a certain place, like that's creative. Like when I set the table up, like, you know, there's people out there who will pay you to come and just set things up for them because they're not good at visual coordination. You could go to stores and set up merchandise. There's so many different ways to be in that energy, but the people here, I feel like you don't want a plan for it. You want to be able to express yourself accordingly to yourself. You don't want to be like told like, all right, you got to put, you know, 3 over and 2 down and blah, blah, blah. Like, you want to be able to do it your own way, and that's going to make you feel good. And that, I feel like, is part of what you're supposed to be doing here. And that's going to inspire other people to do it. But I definitely feel like you need to get into your entrepreneurial energy and be like, all right, I'm going to fucking do this. You know, set yourself up on social media to express your creativity, whatever it is, and just start doing it. Because again, creative people, it's like, you can get creative. You can build a website. You can do what you need to do. You can make your freaking social media look good. You know, and if you screw up the first one, try it again. Like there's unlimited freaking opportunities and redoing and rebranding and all of that. And it takes a few times of you making things look stupid before, and it doesn't even look stupid. It's just that we evolve and we're like, wait, I want to change that. You know, there's been so many times I've changed my approach on stuff. And I just keep going with it. That's why I never settle or be like, yeah, I want you to make me a logo, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to want that in 10 years or 5 months or 6 days, you know? That's the thing about creative people. We need that freedom to express ourselves. But also you want to find consistency so people understand that it is you. But that's something you learn over time. And then with the 3 of Cups, it's like, as you do this, you're going to celebrate. So this could even, again, be like, maybe you're going to be out at night, you know, in bars singing, or you're going to be, you know, performing your music, or you're going to be out at a gallery celebrating with people and showing your artwork, or at a night event where you're speaking your poetry. There's so many ways, and that's how you get seen, is by getting out there into the community of people who are interested in it and showing them what you've got, you know, showing them your work, showing them your words, utilizing social media at this point, you know, figuring out like, all right, I'm going to use the right hashtags. There's apps out there that will tell you what hashtags to use on Instagram or on Twitter that are going to boost your business or boost the amount of people who see what you're bringing to the table. You know, you type in like a word connected to like, I'm doing poetry. They're going to show you the best ones that have the most things on it. And that's like, you just need to get creative in how you're branding yourself, how you're putting yourself out there, and find the right information, and look at what other people are doing, where it's working and where it's failing, and compare and contrast and say, all right, I ain't going to do that, but I'll do that. And then you just go out there and you learn. And with the 8 of Wands, this is, again, take action. Get out there and start doing it. Communicate what it is that you're ready to do, what you're ready to express. How do you want to do it? And even a channel like this with just tarot and stuff, like I got to get creative, and every time I create a video, it's different from another one, or the title that I'm going to do. And I try to be different from other readers. I try to make sure that I'm not always bringing the same freaking thing over and over and over. And I feel like that's why I attracted Kristen with all the decks, because it's like every freaking day there was a new deck, and it was like a new reading. It was new energy. So when you put yourself out there in that energy, you'll attract what you need to keep putting yourself out there in that way. Maybe you don't have the funds to buy 100 decks, but the universe will provide it to you in a way when you're creative. And with the Page of Wands, this is again about getting creative and taking that first initial step out there, putting that energy out there. The universe is going to deliver more of that energy back to you. So you may not even have a clue. Like me, I pick up drums and I drum. I pick up my singing bowl and I play it. I have all these different things. I have this. I just buy them and I just play them. I never took a class. I never learned it. I just do it, and it works. And I just continue to do it. And as you do it, you learn more about it. And you're like, oh, if I hit this way, it's going to sound better. Or if I do it this way, it's going to go longer. Or if I use this tool, it does this to this person. And, you know, you figure it out through practice, practice, practice. And there's so many places and people out there who are drawn to this stuff that it doesn't really matter how you do it. As long as it feels good to you, the people who are going to want to do it are going to come to you. I've never hosted an event or done a thing in person with people where I've had anybody like like say anything negative about it or not like it or not enjoy it. And even so many people who've come back or traveled miles to come to something else again, like they travel hours to just come because I was the only one doing the starseed stuff in like an area close to them, because a lot of that stuff's online. So when you put yourself out there, the people who are going to resonate with you are going to find you. No matter what you're doing, you're going to attract it. And the more that you get into that vibration, the more abundance you're going to attract along with it. The more money you'll make, the more happiness you'll have, and the more fulfillment and alignment with your purpose there will be. All right, so I hope that this assists you all. Thank you guys very much. Again, make sure that you pick the pile that resonated for you, so that you're not, running around trying to do the wrong thing. Because there are people out there who will just do anything because somebody else said that they should. And that's not good. All right. So yeah, if you guys like it, hit the like button. You can comment, you can subscribe, and everything else you need to know is down below. I am on a very long wait for readings at this time, and there are new prices that went effective. Yeah, I'm booked up until now, October. So yeah, I'm booked until October. And when you do email me, make sure you do the right email. I've noticed that like people are messaging me like weeks later and saying that they never got, an email from me, or they never got their reading. And it's like, you need to email me so that I know that you got a reading. Because I also have people who just donate. And if you donate, I don't know who's doing what. All right. So just make sure you let me know. And make sure you put the right email address in. There's people out there adding an S where there shouldn't be one. And there is a link on my website that you just hit the button and it brings you right to my email. You don't have to type anything into anything. You can just click that little button where it's underlined and it will bring you right to me. All right, so I hope that you guys all have a beautiful night. I'm going to work on the other stuff for the other channel, for both channels. Thank you guys very much. In Mune, namaste.